Let's just start with the first game.
All right, that's what I was thinking. Very wild. The very young Houston Texans came out the gate on Wild Card Weekend. They came out with a vengeance. The defense early in the first half of that game, the defense on both sides, I was a little bit surprised by the lack of defense on both sides because it was back and forth with shootouts. But then there start to be a step up in the defense on the Texan side of the things. They start getting some takeaways and scoring off of those. There was a pick six. There was an interception. There was just a lot of turnovers that got turned into points.
2 pick six.
Right. So the young Texans definitely came out there and put their stamp on the game. I definitely didn't see them even winning that game, but they came out there and they won it convincingly. So I got to give them their credit where it was due. They showed up and they showed out.
Yeah, man. It looks like the better quarterback won that game. The better team, to be completely honest. I mean, it was a good team win by Houston. C.J. Stroud, man, not fazed by the moment. He's been there before. First time in the playoffs. Rookie won his first playoff game. It was an amazing win by Houston. Defense played phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like you said in the beginning of the game, it was kind of back and forth. No defense being played on both ends.
Right.
But all it took was Joe Flacco to make one mistake, one bad decision. Pick six, turned that into a touchdown. And from there, that's when, the door kind of closed for Cleveland. And like we talked about, Joe Flacco's been playing great, but while he's playing great and winning games for Cleveland, he was turning the football over a lot pretty often as well. You know what I'm saying? So he's throwing 10, 15 touchdowns, but he's pairing that up with 8 interceptions as well. So, it kind of showed us. It showed who he really was in the moment against Houston. That team is young. They playing lights out. They playing with a lot of energy, and they came out and dominated. They dominated.
I mean, I kind of felt like the issue with Cleveland, though, they got to get more production out of their wide receiving core outside of Njoku. I think what did Amari Cooper have in that game? He didn't have nowhere near enough in terms of production.
He didn't do what he did to him last time. He put up 260 something last time.
Yeah, Njoku did, and that's coming off a rest. Njoku, he had a pretty solid game in terms of receiving yards, and Flacco was still, in terms of yardage and passes, he was still distributing the football and moving it around, but it just wasn't enough. And I think you need more production out of the wide receiving core when it comes to Cleveland. I mean, of course, we already know Cleveland had multiple quarterbacks in and out of the rotation throughout the season. So, I mean, of course, you want to get quarterback stability. The interceptions caught up to him in that game, and but more so for me, I felt like that was Houston Texans defense really stepping up.
Yeah, because they stopped the run too.
They stopped the run.
Yep.
They locked down on the pass, especially in the second half. And to me, that was more of a testament to the Houston Texans than it was a Cleveland Browns downfall to me.
100%. But when you the Cleveland Browns and you have the number 1 ranked defense. I mean, word is defense travels. It should. But they didn't show up, man.
I expected a lot more out of the defense. That was more of a call of concern than the offense to me.
Yeah, I didn't see much of Myles Garrett, getting pressure. So, I mean, it was just a great all-around game by Houston.
CJ made a lot of off-balance passes and scrambling out of the pocket, and he just made
he was dealing, man.
Some really great passes, and Nico made some really great catches. So, that was just the Texans, man. It was the Texans.
They came through. They dominated. They was at home. They got the dub, and they performed on all phases.